Okay. Um, Thank you everybody for coming along tonight. Little different tonight with our webinars. Not quite as in depth as I'd like to go, but it's something completely new for us anyway. As to why your motivation sucks. First things first. Look, a little bit about me. My name is Jason, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the director at ProFit International Health and Fitness. I've been doing this a very long time, doing everything from rental trainers in gyms to management through the gyms and, mobile PT, mobile boot camp, all the outdoor stuff. We're looking at the online coaching at the moment. That's coming along ridiculously quickly, actually. Motivation is one thing that everybody deals with at one point in their fitness career, and I'm going to do my best to sort of keep it in relation to fitness and to your fitness goals. So look, feel free, jump in, throw anything up in the chat. I believe we're live on Facebook at the moment, so got so many different windows open. So yeah, here we go. Excellent. We are live anyway. Hey there, everybody on Facebook world. Can everybody hear me through there? So many different. Oh, I can hear me in there. No, I'm not open. Excellent. So let's jump in. Motivation. We all have the motivation. We all lose the motivation. It's that little bit of a fire that gets us going. And why won't you work? Here we go. The trouble I have with motivation, well, the title itself, why your motivation sucks, it's a little bit misleading. Motivation itself is brilliant. Motivation is going to get you off your ass and get you going, chasing your goals. Why it sucks, however, is for the simple fact it doesn't last. It can last anywhere from a couple of minutes to a day or two. We all love it. We all use it. We all crave it. It does have its benefits, and I love finding different ways to be motivated. You've got your vision board. You've got the whole pleasure versus pain approach to finding your motivation. You've got your goals. You've got your motivation itself it can come from anywhere. But that's not what we're actually going to look at tonight. Tonight is about why it sucks. And once that motivation is gone, what do you do to keep going and keep achieving your goals and keep kicking ass and doing what you do best? All right. So the big trouble with motivation is it's flawed advice. The whole, you just got to get it out and do it. And I've been preaching this for a little while here, and I'm happy to say that I've had my mind changed on this one. It's for so long it's been, just get off your ass and keep going. And while I don't necessarily disagree with that, it does raise a few points, particularly with beginners. While you do need to get up and do something, but beginners, it comes down to having too many questions like, what do I do? How do I do it? How many times a week do I do it? It's all that. It's just too much of a gray area to be just that rock solid approach. And yes, you do need to sort of make that decision to get up and just do it, but you need to have some idea as to what you want to do, right? So like if you are a complete beginner out there, find someone who knows what they're doing, reach out, shoot me a message on Facebook, just Jason Gent with a G, and we will we'll help you out. We'll put you in the right direction. We'll hook you up with a few coaching sessions. We'll get you started, basically. Look, motivation, it will get you started, but it won't keep you going. You see, it's those habits that we try to build from the motivation that's the difficult part, and that's what tonight is about. Tonight is about changing your focus from having the motivation to succeed to having the motivation to build the habits to succeed. That's the little mind trick that we're gonna spend a bit of time on tonight. I don't think we'll go quite for the half hour, but hey, we'll see how we go. If you do any questions, feel free, throw them up in the chat or in our Facebook group. Cool. We're still tracking along nicely on that one. All right, let's do it. So I've got I think 7 or 8 different cues that you can use. Now, first one that I want to touch on here is called chaining. So it's cued by other activities, and before anybody does point it out, I know there's a typo there. Red line underneath, but that's me. All right, so it's called chaining. So you actually link your workout. For those of you who are doing our online coaching, you guys are going to struggle most with actually finding the time. People with our boot camps or our PT, our face-to-face PT, you've already got that commitment, and we'll touch on you guys later on in the chat. But tonight, this particular chaining topic is predominantly for people who don't have a commitment to a trainer or to a gym buddy or whoever. So it's cued by other activities, right? So I guess the big thing, the best example I can give is brushing your teeth. Your alarm goes off at 4 in the morning, you get up, you brush your teeth. That's the same principle here. You get to the gym, and you get to the gym cued by something that you've done. Now, predominantly, and going from my experience, it's after work or it's before work that a lot of people will go to the gym or go to your boot camps, hence the split shifts that trainers do. So what activity can you link to that to trigger the automatic response to get to the gym or get to your boot camp or get to your trainer or get to any sort of training what you're doing, whether that's with me or with whoever it may be. Let's talk post work, like post job, post career, whatever you want to call it. Get in the car, you go straight to the gym. That's the simplest chaining that I can give you in terms of real world scenarios. The next thing I want to look at is pre-commitment. And pre-commitment's a fun one. I really do love this pre-commitment. It's making that decision to get to the gym or get to your boot camp or get to your trainer. You need to commit while your motivation is high, yeah? So you've made that decision. It's Monday morning. You don't like the way you look. Bang! I'm going to go and hit a boot camp Monday evening. Bam! Your commitment's high. You've committed right then and there. Commit to your commitment is what I'm going to say next there. So pack your gym bag. Pick the phone up. Give me a call and say, "Hey, Jace, look, I'm there. Count me in. I'm going to drop down to your boot camp 6 p.m. tonight." Sweet, cool. Well, whoever you decide to go through, yeah. You're making the appointment not necessarily with me, but with your gym buddy or with on the app, or you're committing to whatever it may be. Okay, I'm just drawing a few different ideas out here. And when you've gone through that full work day, motivation starts to drop off, right? You usually get the 3 p.m. munchies and you have a packet of chips, and that's that. You're no longer interested in your health kick, but you've already pre-committed, so you have to show up. Otherwise, you become a liar. You're out of integrity, right? So that's the approach with your pre-commitment. The third one we're looking at. What have I got? Oh, I missed one. No, I haven't. Excellent. Rewards. Rewards. It's a bit of a touchy subject with rewards because a lot of people will do them wrong. Well, not wrong, but they can be done a lot better. So the most common rewards, like, your favorite dessert or a nice food or a nap, or maybe, I know quite a few guys that are into their video games. So it'll be go out and buy a new video game, or ladies, perhaps it's a nice piece of clothing, or I don't know, I'm stereotyping, right? So it's something quite common that you will go out and achieve. You'll go out and reward yourself for going to the gym. However, those particular rewards tend to be a little bit, they have a bit of a problem, right? So number one, they're either too big or infrequent. Number two, they aren't connected to working out. So that video game is still going to be there day 2, day 3, day 4. Okay. And number three, the third issue that a lot of these rewards have is they don't happen soon enough after you work out. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the video game example that I'm giving you here. You go to the gym, you go to your boot camp, you go to your PT session, you have that killer workout. You don't automatically go straight to the shops, because let's face it, a lot of the shops are shut at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night when you're going to finish your session. So you wait for the next day. That 12-hour period or 24-hour period, or however long it is, it takes away the emphasis from, it takes the connection away from the reward, from the workout, right? So you follow me so far? So in order for this to be effective, it needs to be readily available. It needs to be something that you don't normally have. And it needs to happen immediately. And I mean immediately after that workout. So as an example, let's use juice, right? Like bottled juice. Something you don't usually have in the house, because let's face it, it's not a healthy product. Okay, that's a conversation for a different day. But you have your workout, you have a killer workout, you have a swig of juice. It's something that's not regularly in your life, but it's a nice little sweet reward. It's related directly to that training session. It's straight after the session, so that is in the forefront of your mind, right? And we're playing with the psyche here. The next one I want to look at is, what have I done? Rewards. What's next? Reducing barriers. This one's a fun one because it's I'm actually drawing on my management skills here for overcoming objections. And anybody who deals with memberships would have done some sort of training with this. And I'm going to give you the absolute basic rundown of how we work it. You basically chunk down the objection, you isolate it, and then you overcome it. And we can do the same thing with your fitness regime. So just back on the membership, what's it called? Membership topic. The common objection that we get is, I can't afford it, or I need to, actually, let's go, I'll check with my partner. Okay, I need to speak with my partner before I commit to anything. Okay, cool. Is that the only, apart from checking with your partner, is there any other thing that's stopping you from signing up today? And for anybody out there who's has signed up to a gym before, you would have heard this line. Is there anything else that's stopping you from signing up today? No, I just want to check with my partner. Cool. So that's crossed off finances. That's crossed off, is it right for me? That's crossed off any sort of psychological barriers that you may have. It is purely that one little aspect. You don't have any other leg to stand on except checking with your partner, right? You isolate it and then you overcome it. So if your partner was here, what do you think he or she would say? Would they encourage you to get healthy, or to join a gym, or to join a boot camp? Whatever membership we're talking here. that's the basic process of memberships, and it's the basic process for reducing your fitness barriers as well. So you chunk it down, you isolate it, and you overcome it. So let's see my notes here. Okay, finding a gym or a boot camp or whatever you're in for, or a Zumba class or a CrossFit, what do they call them, boxes? Finding something that's close to your house. That's always a cool option, yeah? Or you find something that's more fun than the one you're at. And I know people that that would travel a good half hour just to come and train with us. And we actually tracked this. We were, when I was in the gyms, to give you just off topic a little bit, when we were in the gyms, we actually tracked how much people loved us. And you would have gotten some sort of email saying, how likely would you be to refer a friend to insert business name here? It doesn't have to be a gym. It's like everybody's doing it now. It's called I can't remember what it's called now. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I will definitely refer a friend, 9 and 10 are what we call promoters, 7 and 8 are what we call neutrals, and then 6 and below are what we call detractors, right? It works on a scale of, your scoring system works on a scale of 1 to 10. The scoring system for the business works on a scale of -10 to +10, right? And we actually track this in the gyms. We were the #1 ranked club in the country. Well, Australia and New Zealand, actually. And we hit that for months on end. We were scoring so high that we were on par with international companies like Amazon, like Google, like Southwest Airlines. That's the sort of environment that we created there, and to have that amazing team, and people would travel from everywhere. Net Promoter Score, thank you, Dave. NPS. That's the sort of vibe that we created, and it would draw people in. That's a barrier for you, right? You want somewhere that's going to be fun. So if you're going to a gym or a boot camp or wherever that you don't want to go, it becomes a chore. See, it all, I did have a point to this one, comes full circle. It becomes a chore that you have to do, not that you want to do. So we're reducing the barrier of chores and likes and making it as easy as possible for you to work out, right? Making sense? And the example I've got here is prepare your gym clothes in advance. And quite frankly, there's a few people here that actually sleep in their gym clothes in order to get to our morning sessions. You know who you are. I think it's a cool idea, actually. I like that. What have we got next? Set better goals. Look, if you're not interested in your goals, you set better goals. It sounds simple, but whatever your goal is, if you're not waking up first thing in the morning excited and driven and hungry to achieve that goal's not for you. Well, the goal's not important enough for you to actually do that. So number one, it needs to be specific. So I want to lose weight is not a specific goal. How much weight? Where do you want to lose the weight from? How long are you going to give yourself to lose weight? So to lose weight, it's a bit little vague, right? So let's see, I want to gain 10 kilos of muscle in the next 6 months. Okay, cool. Why do you want to gain 10 kilos of muscle in the next 6 months? Okay, well, let's use a different example. I want to lose weight. Still a bit vague, right? I want to lose 10 kilos of weight. Cool, but getting there, let's get a little bit more specific. Let's add the why. I want to lose 10 kilos of weight in the next 6 months, which is a little bit easy to do, I should say, in order so I can fit into the same jeans I wore in high school. That's the specificity that we're trying to get out of you here. We're going to add the what, we're going to add the where, we're going to add the why, we're going to add the when. All your W questions. Forget the how for now. The how is going to come from me or your trainer. So specific, realistic, personally importance there. So we've got the specifics. We're going to lose 10 kilos of weight. We're going to be realistic. It is achievable. 10 kilos in 6 months is a breeze. You should be able to do that in well under 3, maybe even 2. Actually, if you're watching this live, we've got another webinar next week, I believe it is, how to lose 10 kilos in 8 weeks. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. But back on track, it's obviously got to be personally important. So your old genes from high school, that's the connection there. So set better goals. Sit down, spend some time, and actually put the emotion behind your goals and get specific. The next one we're going to look at is checkpoints. Guys, if I am going a bit fast, like feel free, jump in, throw some questions out. I've got a few more slides that we need to get through, but yeah, always definitely here to answer any questions along the way. The next one, our set points, our checkpoints, sorry. So anybody doing our coaching program or anybody that's had any trainer in the past, you know you do regular weigh-ins, right? So your big goal, what we call a macro cycle, let's say it's a 6-monthly goal. Doesn't matter what the goal is for this example, but our 6-monthly goal, we break it down, and personally I do monthly weigh-ins. So the first week of the month, I'll get all my one-on-ones in, and we will do our weight, our measures. During an 8-week challenge, we'll do our photos as well. And we will progress, right? We'll see how we're tracking. The software that we use as actually will have your dot graph, so you can see your weight decline or gain, whatever your goal is, and to see how you're progressing. So there's no point in setting a 6-monthly goal, going out and thinking that you're doing great if you're not going to check in along the way to see if you actually are. You're finishing exactly where you're starting. That's a bit of a waste of 6 months, right? So obviously you need to progress. Let's take a weight loss goal, because that's, you know, predominantly what most people are after, right? Most, about 80% of the population will walk into to a trainer and say, I want to lose weight, tone up, or I want to get big and shredded. 80% of the population. There's other goals out there, I know. But let's go, I want to lose weight. There's no point in starting at 100 kilos and finishing at 100 kilos, right? So you need to progress. You need to check quite regularly as to how you're going along, right? And there's obviously other metrics that you can use other than weight. There's your photos, there's your measurements. There's, if you've got a specific sporting goal, let's take a marathon, there's your marathon times. But that's the goal, is just to keep you tracking. And the next one I want to deal with is in direct relation with those checkpoints. Roadblocks or handbrakes. I call them handbrakes. I've known people to call them roadblocks as well. Number one is to identify them. Anything that could get in the way of you achieving your goals. So that could be a medical condition. It could be a birthday coming up. I know there's quite a few birthdays coming up at the end of the year that are wreaking a bit of havoc on on a few of our boot campers. But you know, they're prepared for that. So what they have to do is, I'm not going to say don't go to your parties and don't go and enjoy life. That's boring. You know, you've got to get out there and experience it, but you need to be prepared for that. It's something that could slow the progress of your health goal or your fitness goal, or whatever the goal is, business, finance, you name it. There's roadblocks and handbrakes for everything. Could be a medical goal, could be something that you're going to deal with down the track, i.e. birthdays. You know, if we cover everything and then we still struggle, it could be something a little bit deeper. So something like a chemical imbalance in the body, or a hormonal imbalance. And that's where we start to dig. And 90% of the time, it is something quite simple, is that it's not it's a nutritional thing, or the training just isn't as intense as we need it to be. But there are exceptions where it's a biochemical imbalance or a hormonal imbalance, and that's where we sort of refer on to a GP and get a full blood test and all of the boring stuff. So it's identifying and how we're actually going to overcome these, right? How to overcome, you need to be specific with as well. So a big one that we deal with is, I don't have any energy. I'm too tired to train. Okay, let's get specific about that. I understand you have low energy, but when? I'm tired from when I get home from work and I just want to collapse and watch Netflix, right? So that's the specificity. I will get it. That's how specific we want to be. So how you overcome that one is that you go and train before you go home. It's right back up here with pre-commitment. You've packed your gym bag, you've packed your gym clothes, you've got your BCAAs, you've got your protein, you've got everything you need. You've got your sneakers, you've got your earphones, everything you need is right there, sitting on the front seat, and you're going to go and train immediately after work. That way you cut out this potential handbrake of having no energy because Netflix is too tempting. And that's just one example. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of others out there. Look, last thing I want to touch on here is the master plan. All right, this is the big one. These are our W questions we touched on earlier. How specific you're going to be with it, how emotional you're going to be behind it. All right, so what is your goal? When do you want to achieve it? How do you plan on achieving it? Why do you want to achieve it? So they're the big ones, right? And again, this is where when we first started this, we spoke about just do it. This is the next step. You need to find a coach, find a trainer, find someone who knows how to get you to your goal. Look, reach out. We'll shout you a couple of coaching calls, and we'll point in the right direction, like I said earlier. But the master plan is key. That is going to. It's basically a step-by-step guide on how you're going to get from point A to point B. Okay. That's pretty much all I've got for you tonight, guys. Motivation is great. And just to recap, it's not the motivation to achieve your goals. It's the motivation to create new habits to achieve your goals. So we're just going to add a step in there, but that second step is super important. Guys, are there any questions before we wrap this up? We've got Facebook open here as well. No, doesn't look like it. Excellent. Guys, like I said, if you do have any questions, feel free, PM me, Jason Gent, just on Facebook. It's Gent with a G, G-E-N-T. You'll be surprised how many variations I get. Cool, guys. Have an amazing night or morning, or if you're watching a recording, have an amazing time of day or night. Yeah, guys, let's get out there and get motivated to build some habits. Awesome. Thanks, team. We will catch you again shortly.